Welcome to the Old Fashion Masonic Podcast, where we talk all things Freemasons while drinking a cocktail. I'm Brian.
And I'm Russ.
Russ, so we're about midway through the year.
Yeah.
I feel like it goes by a lot faster that we're older. Time seems to escape. So
as old as you are, yes.
So I might put something across the bottom of the screen who's older, but it'll be an arrow pointing this way. So midway through the year, we're getting into vacation time. You have a vacation coming up?
Yeah, pretty quick. Going to Alaska, doing an Alaskan cruise.
Oh, you're doing a cruise?
Yes.
I don't think I knew it was a cruise.
Yeah. That's my 50th state. I have traveled in all. Once I do that, I will have traveled in all 50 states.
I didn't know that about you. Well, I've been to I definitely haven't been to 50.
Yeah.
I've never been to Alaska. My wife doesn't want to go. It's too cold. So
in July, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. Is that the Northern Lights? They do the Northern Lights in Alaska?
Yeah, you're getting closer. Yeah.
Getting closer, is that right? Is that not wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so didn't know if I need to put some clarification in case I was wrong there.
No, you're good.
So, midway through the year, so think back when you were a master, midway through the year, did you feel like you were on path? Did you feel like you were ahead of schedule, behind schedule?
So in June of the year I was master, I went to Europe for 14 days. So I was looking forward to that trip and going to Normandy and and so it was pretty cool. It gave the officers a chance to do things while I was gone, but I was really looking forward to taking a little time off. August we were dark, and then sort of finishing out with some cool things in the fall. So yeah, I remember it, and it was
I felt like I was about on path, but because you get into summertime when we do the picnics and kind of the different things we do. So today we've got a sitting master of a lodge.
We do.
And let everyone know who we have on today.
So today we have the current master of Albert Pike Lodge, number 303, Garth Bloom. So
it's going to be interesting to see where Garth thinks that he's at.
Yeah.
If he's ahead, behind, any predictions?
He's pretty humble, so it'll be interesting what he says.
Yeah, he's pretty hard on himself.
Yeah.
We obviously think he's doing a great job, and we'll try to find some way to squeeze in some compliments. So.
He's doing a phenomenal job.
So, all right, we're going to grab a cocktail, and we'll get Garth on the show.
All right.
Welcome back, Garth. Thank you for joining the Old Fashion Masonic Podcast.
Absolutely. Yes, it's my pleasure to be here.
So, have you watched any of the episodes?
I absolutely have, yep.
All of them? Are you a faithful fan, a subscriber, and a follower?
Yes, I am. I don't know that I've watched them all.
That's okay. I don't know that Russ has watched them. Although Russ tries to downplay it. On the back end, I know what Russ watches. He watches them. He gets them.
I've seen several.
Actually, and I think Russ, you watch because you're like, in edit, what's Bird doing to my face?
Oh, that's exactly right. I never know what's going to happen and it's like sometimes I question whether I'm going to even be on it.
That's not true. That's not true. We've had each other's head exploding a few times over stuff, but it fits. It fits. So
lots of fun.
So on the Old Fashion Masonic Podcast, we like to know as much about the man as we do the Mason. So the first boilerplate question is, who is Garth Bloom, the man?
The man. Garth Bloom, the man. All right. So, born and raised in a small town, north central Kansas, Clay Center. After leaving Clay Center High School, I was in Dodge City for a few years, Colorado. I ended up moving back to Wichita area in 91. I worked for a company called Tech Systems since 91, so I've been there 32 years.
Wow.
So, it's a great job. We're in industrial controls, automation type work, so very, very rewarding career.
Married?
Married, absolutely married. Been married to Mary for the last 13 years. I've been with Mary, though, 26 years.
Oh,
so
okay.
It took me a long time to wear her down. So
okay. I like the way you did that. I like. So we know Mary very well, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah. Yep. So between Mary and I, we have 5 children. So Mary has 2 daughters from her previous marriage, and I have 2 daughters and a son from my previous marriage.
Nice.
They're all grown adults, and between them we have 14 grandchildren.
Wow.
14. So we are extremely blessed.
Blessed is what you would call that.
Yeah.
I have a grandson, and I'll say it. I'm not going to bleep it out because he's a little bit of an asshole, and he's only 2. So
he is not. It's just his.
That is true. Oh, you did have to.
I did interact with him. Yes, he is a charming young man.
Would you agree he's an alpha, though? Did he not grab you, take you a direction, and set you down?
Basically, yes.
Yes. So anyway,
Yeah,
we digress.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. One day, Prince, you'll watch this, and you understand how I feel about you.
Yeah, so we're also pleased to announce that number 15 is on the way.
Oh, congratulations.
So my son's wife, Emily, is expecting number 15.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Name them from oldest to youngest. Go.
Oh, wow. I didn't know there should be a test today. All right. I don't know about... Okay, Carson. Oh, man.
Oh, I did it to him.
Brody.
Okay.
Judd. Yeah, I'm going to have to go per kid now. I'm going to have to go per family.
Okay, out of order.
So family. Yep,
okay,
yep. So Carson, Judson, Mavison, and Luxon. That's all with Mary's daughter, Kayla.
Okay.
Her daughter, Erica. There's Bentley and Caden. And then my oldest daughter, Skylar. There's Brody, Millie, and Izzy. My son and his wife, Ava and Stella. And then my youngest daughter, Haley. We have Lily, Oliver, and Axel. Well, not her name's Hazel Rose, but I call her Axel.
Okay.
Yes. So I asked him the same question when we were having cocktails one evening, Mary and you and I, and I really sort of thought I'd stomp him just like you did, but no, he just...
In order's challenging.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I knew he's going to know the name because he's a better person than either one of us is. So.
Oh, that doesn't mean I don't call them the wrong names when we're all together. Yeah. So
right.
It's
fair.
Usually go down the list. Yeah, whatever your name is, get over here.
Yeah.
I like it.
I
like it.
Come here.
Yeah.
So that's a good rundown. That's a good rundown of Garth the man.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So our second question always is another boilerplate question is... walk us through your Masonic journey.
Masonic journey. All right. So my Masonic journey actually it started the day my brother was publicly installed as Grand Master of Kansas.
Okay.
He and I have had conversations in the past before that, but actually that day after, for whatever reason, setting through his installation, on the way to eat lunch, I said, "Hey, what do I got to do to become a Mason?" He said, "You just did it." He walked over and grabbed me a petition. And then we went through the degree work after that. So I was very blessed. At that same year, my dad was the master of Clay Center Lodge 134. So that's where I was raised. I was raised by both of them in that lodge.
I'll talk about that a little bit later. We got some more details on it. So after the Blue Lodge, you went where?
So after that, of course, I was in this area, and I knew I needed to get to a lodge in the local area. So I ended up going to Albert Pike, I believe, it was your year. 15. So I believe I joined the Shrine that year, and then I joined Albert Pike in 16.
Okay.
So, and then the Scottish Rite, 18 maybe, 19?
18, 19.
There you go.
Okay.
Thereabouts.
Yeah, thereabouts. Okay, no York Rite?
No York, like not yet anyway.
All right, no worries. So, I want to paint the picture. So talk to you about, who was there when you were raised a Master Mason? So you're in Clay Center Lodge. Your dad's the sitting master.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he confer your degree when you're a Master Mason? If not, who does?
Tracy did. My brother did.
Who was Grand Master that year.
Yep, absolutely.
That
he did
year.
The confirmations. My dad sat in the West.
In the West.
Yep.
Did you know this?
Very cool. No.
So this was, we do a little bit of pre-con here, but not a lot. So,
and then they both, as a master mason, they both raised me,
yes,
which was excellent.
Yeah,
it's hard to understand the significance at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
yeah,
Very,
very cool.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
So, officers, officer line. What was the first chair that you sat in as an officer?
Junior steward. John Gracie put me on a junior steward.
Okay.
Okay. Did a little hopping. So, what he left out in his Masonic journey, he is the sitting master right now of Albert Pike Lodge. So we're midway through the year, okay? So as a current master, do you feel like you're accomplishing all your goals? Are you on schedule, behind schedule? Where do you think you're at midway through the year?
It's a good question. Good question. I feel like I'm a little behind still. Again, I feel like a lot of good things are happening. Got a lot of good. Again, I have an outstanding line. Curtis Reedus, Chad Thomas, Matt Cook, Brad Smith, Danny Collins, Gabe Hughes.
Chris.
No, it's
Tyler.
sorry, Tim.
Yeah.
Tim Kelly.
Tim.
Yeah.
Tim Kelly. Then, of course, we got Chris Wright Worshipful, Chris Collins,
and
the secretary,
And Doc.
and Doc as a treasurer. So,
Yeah.
outstanding line, great support. So, a lot of things going, a lot of things moving. It's moving fast. Obviously, it feels like it's almost over, even though
We've talked about it before.
it's going fast.
Come
absolutely.
December, you're like, oh my gosh, if I had 12 more months, I could accomplish things. We've talked about that a lot. Although you were ready to roll out. You felt like...
Well, there had been lots of things going on.
Well,
then, and so
you did have a
yeah,
lot of
one
stuff
of the second to last meeting was when we voted to move, and for about 3 years it was
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was tough.
That's a good point.
So, you're halfway through, but if you had a chance to basically go through again as master, say just something happened and you became master again, what would you do different?
To prep.
It's just more planning. Can't plan enough, can't communicate enough. That's probably one of the things I'm still lacking at, is communicating all the way effectively down the line. Still, but hey, I'm trying. We'll continue to try. Keep trying to improve all that.
So what do you think your problem is? I don't know. It's interesting from the outsider's perspective what we think's going on and what you think's going on. I feel like the communication's good. It's never perfect, right?
Yeah.
We've said. So what do you feel like your communication's lacking?
I feel that I'm communicating very well across the line. I need to communicate better with the senior officers, senior warden, junior warden. I need to do a little bit better job talking to them.
Do you do meetings with them?
Yeah, not independently, with the entire line.
Oh, yeah. So that was the thing that we really pushed. Ward and we talked a lot.
Yeah.
We were. You did with your officers. We were never surprised in anything in the meeting. We kind of planned in case nonsense was coming. We knew who would knock who down for that. And
I get a sense and a feel this year that y'all are communicating quite well.
Yeah.
And the communication out to the membership I think is really good.
I do too. So it's interesting that you have that bar set high, which is great. We need it. But from an outsider's perspective, I think the communication's good. I can't wait to see it get better.
Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can continue improving.
So you're in the shrine. You're involved in any units or clubs?
Nope.
Yeah, just a dues paying member.
Just dues paying member.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I found my spot in the Blue Lodge.
Yeah,
I just absolutely love the Blue Lodge.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
So both your brother, your dad, or brothers, you came in. Now there's 3 Masons in the family. Did it change the dynamics of the relationship? Good, bad, or indifferent?
No, not necessarily. So when I came in, it was a horrible time for me personally. I was actually in the middle of a remodel. Our previous house was a 1949 house. We took it down to the studs, my wife and I. So literally, after I was raised, I spent the next 18 months every night repairing this, rebuilding this house. So I didn't really engage in Masonry with my brother and my dad. Mm-hmm. So I had never sat in place center lodge again.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. But no, and again, Tracy and I don't typically bother him a lot or talk to him a lot about Masonry. That's his job.
Yeah, he's busy. And listen, and Tracy, you're the man at it. We don't have to suck up to you, but you're like the dude. Whoever tries to fill those shoes later, those are big shoes.
Yeah. If we talk Masonry, great. If we don't, we don't. It's okay. I understand. It's nothing that usually when we talk, it's just about personal stuff,
Yeah, well, that's good.
So it's understandable.
All right.
But no, I think it's all good. It's all good.
So proficiency, big deal for you, fair?
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this question. You'll start to see it on podcasts as they release, okay? Would you rather have a line of full of just proficient Masons or a line of inspirational and motivated leaders? It's unfair, so all AB card holders or a bunch of dynamic, dare I say, good-looking officers. You only get one or the other.
Oh. Good question.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is a good question.
Because you always want to blend.
You want to blend. I want to say half and half.
This is the would you rathers, right, that are unfair. All proficient and they're or all dynamic.
I have to go proficient Masons. That's all there is to it. And hopefully, being that proficient in Masonry, you will be more of a leader and an inspiration, hopefully.
I like to spin. I like the spin of it.
So you have a brother in your family that's been Grand Master. Mm-hmm. He's Grand Secretary now. So do you have any aspirations to move on to Grand Lodge level, to do other independent bodies, to be the President of the United States or anything? Anything?
Nope. No, I don't.
You're just going to retire?
I just, you know what? I love the Blue Lodge. I'll stick with the Blue Lodge. Maybe sometime in the future consider additional responsibilities. But
surely you're not just going to sit over with the past masters. That just...
Oh, no. We know
I will not be sitting with the past masters.
Wow. You know what? Let's remember that. That's going to come up one day.
I know about
one day soon.
Yeah.
That's going to haunt you.
One day soon. So...
For the right reasons, though.
Fair. So as you entered the East, one thing that I thought you did an interesting job of was you sat down with several past masters, lunch, dinner, and you... So my question is, so did those talks, one, did they go as planned? And two, did you expect the past masters to be pushier or less pushier before because you kind of have your perspective, because we've got some big personalities.
Yeah.
Right? So... Did those talks go as planned?
Yeah, they went as planned. Absolutely. It was, again, I was looking open. I'm eager to hear what you guys have to say and your experiences.
Did you feel like we were pushier than
no,
or less pushy?
Less pushier.
So you thought we were going to flex way more?
Yeah, absolutely.
So once you became master, was there a difference in the way past masters treated you versus before?
No, absolutely not. No.
All good?
All good.
Experiences?
Absolutely.
So this is going different than I expected a little bit. So when you're working your way through the chairs, the past masters always sit in the north side of the lodge.
Yeah.
Was it an intimidating group?
No, I wouldn't say it's intimidating. No.
A lot of people feel that way. And even I at first am like, who are these guys over here? And all right, I like it.
It's just the fact that they congregate in one area.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Huh? No. Huh. Remember that for later too. So, interesting.
So we've talked a little bit about aspirations. I think you've sort of answered this, but you're going to have a little bit of free time after. Being master of Albert Pike is it's a task, and so once you're done with that, and I know that you will be active in Albert Pike for a long time, but any interest in being more active at the shrine?
Not at this time. Continue to stay with the Blue Lodge.
Not on his radar, boys.
To continue to get proficient degree work. Absolutely want to keep learning degree work. So,
all right, I like it. Yeah. I like where you're at. A card holder.
A card, yep.
A card holder. You going for the unlimited?
Eventually. Okay. I'm just learning different pieces that I know we have gaps in to make sure that we can always do degree work because we're dependent on one or two people here and there on certain tasks.
You did something 2 meetings ago.
I was going to say the same thing.
I had never heard in Lodge before, and that was pretty cool. Yeah. So
I was going to say it this way, and for the same. So recently the Grand Master of Kansas visited Albert Pike Lodge. It was a packed house. In fact, I think the Grand Master was doing backflips because it might have been the most attended meeting he'd ever seen, which it should be. It's Albert Pike, for heaven's sake.
Right.
But we had some Master Masons that were receiving their aprons. So if you're a Master Mason, you know that's kind of a big event. Will be a little cryptic. But when you presented those, I'm going to just tell you this. I always thought I had the coolest presentation when Masters got their aprons from what I did. And that was something that was talked about for a long time. But push that through the wayside because what you did a presentation like no other. The room was quiet, not because they were respecting what you were saying, because we were in awe.
Yes.
We're probably not easily impressed. I was thoroughly impressed from the way that you did it. And then I found out that it was your first time doing it. That was a whole nother. And just like any good work, every word could have been made up, but holy crap, it's the first time I heard it was the best time I've ever heard. Right. Yeah. So we want to give kudos because we feel like, Pike, all lodges, ebbs and flows, and we are at the point where we need a dynamic leader, and holy hell, you are in at the exact right time that you should be. So we are big fans. We don't gain anything by pumping you up, right? But the lodge does, and we are huge fans of what you're all about. So
I believe you are the best master of Albert Pike since Bob Talbot.
I'm going to tell you this. I didn't see Bob sitting in the East, so I'm going to tell you this. You're the best master of any lodge that I've seen set in the East. You don't have to acknowledge it because that would be pretentious.
Yes.
So, but we know what we're talking about. I've sat in more lodges than you have as a district deputy. Right now, you're the man.
Yep.
Don't get comfortable. We're going to see you soon.
I appreciate the recognition, but again, there's so much to do.
Absolutely. And that's the right answer you should have, even though I'm annoyed by it.
But the great thing that you did, you also did something sort of funny, and we're going to remind you of that later.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
It was sort of funny.
So
to us, at least.
So, you know how the news, whatever news outlet you watch, they can take something and make it look this way, or we're going to totally just remember this conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. Spin factory's coming. So, the most important question of the podcast, you've seen that at the end, it's one must go. Okay? So, and Russ always...
I never see these before, so...
I like it because this is like Christmas for Russ, too. So, on the screen, folks...
Oh, my.
I want you to remember that Garth says he's from a tech company, all right? So just let me take my spin. Don't try to defend yourself right now. So on the screen, you have the old Casio watch. We all had those. Did you have the Casio calculator watch as a kid? Did you? I did, you guys. Your parents didn't love you.
Yes.
So next to that...
Someone was spoiled at this table.
I think so.
I grew up in a farming community, and my parents couldn't count even though my mom was in banking. So next to that... A pager. Did you guys have a pager?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a pager? So we all must have slung dope when we were younger.
Yep.
So next to that, in honor of Worshipful Merle Talbot, did you have a Palm Pilot? I had a Palm Pilot.
I did not.
Did you?
I used one with my company. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right.
I will never forget Worshipful Merle showing his Palm Pilot to my wife, Shelley, and asking him her an interesting question. We're not going to talk about it because it was inappropriate, but it was sort of funny.
I do now remember that. And the other thing you're going to see is the old school Walkman. Now, did you have Walkman?
No.
Walkman? So I didn't have it with the tape, but I had it with the CD.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I did have it with the tape, and let me tell you why. Because do you remember the movie Iron Eagle?
Yes.
I got one. I wanted one so bad so I could tape it to my leg and just be sitting around like I was a pilot. For some reason, I wanted to be weak and be in the Navy or the Air Force, and then I realized it. No way. So of the 4 up there, one has to go forever. It was never invented, which could have a catastrophic effect on other inventions. Yeah. One has to go forever. What is it and why? This is a good one for you. No, this is you. Now, this is all about you. What do you mean you first? This is you.
The Casio watch. It's got to go.
The calculator watch?
Yeah.
That's probably. Would you go this
Walkman, you got to have the Walkman.
Because it led to iPod.
See, so yeah, the watch, yeah.
I agree
but
with you.
I didn't listen to much music. And so,
you still don't, though.
And I still don't. So, yeah. Either one.
Do you listen to a lot of music?
Absolutely.
Me too. So... I do too. Music can change my mood.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really interesting that you don't.
Well, I can listen to music and it can be in the background and I enjoy. But you asked me who.
I consciously put music on every day.
Yeah.
Consciously. So the Casio watch has to go. I think we all agree here. Yep. It's a pretty easy one. So, Garth, thank you for coming to the Old Fashion Masonic Podcast as the best master in Albert Pike history. Cheers.
Cheers.